I agree with that, yeah.
Hey guys.
We're meeting in the next 2 weeks, right?
Hello. So I'm pretty sad about today's lecture.
Is it because the rebellion's not going to happen?
There will be no human uprising. We all now have our robot overlords. But really, realistically, it's more just about my own understanding of the game. And I think there's a point at which point I will feel like I'm free. But for right now, I'm just in the swamp, man. I'm just in the AlphaGo swamp. So, yeah, you guys are not depressed. You guys, I mean, given the conversations that have been happening so far, you're all super.
From my point of view, a 3-Dog Pro is so far above me
Yeah.
that it's like, 3-Dog Pro is AlphaGo as far as I'm concerned. So I don't really.
I remember watching another video on YouTube and it was like, yeah, apparently AlphaGo makes a lot of pragmatic moves and attachments, and like that just feels scratched at my level.
Well, yeah, and we're gonna so today, spoiler alert, we're gonna go through an AlphaGo game, right? One of the first of the AlphaGo versus AlphaGo games in this latest batch that Google has, or DeepMind technically, has released, and sort of, I'm gonna drag you into a whole new. I mean, you guys, it's. I'm just more depressed about it. I'm just not sure what to do. But anyway, these games, like every move is like a Go problem to solve. You know, in some of these long out sequences, like every move you have to like stare and take 5 minutes to figure out, okay, what is the meaning of this? And then you still don't get it. And so that's kind of the era of Go. And so there's just a lot of things that I don't understand. So when we go through this game, I'm just depressed that I'm like, I can speak to absolutely like no authority to most of this.
Everybody's on the same level today.
So see, it's a great day to be you guys. It's a terrible day to be me, right? You understand now where I'm coming from? Like you guys are all happy, I'm depressed because I know just as much as you do.
So it's not valid to just fight it out in one corner with it, ignoring the rest of the board.
No, that's all right. Well, I will continue to explain hopefully like what I mean and how I feel like during this game that we'll look at. But it's hard. Like it's just like goes like, oh my god, this is even harder than I possibly imagined. But anyway, to help get us in the mood, I thought I'd put up a situation. And this was actually, I'm copying this from an online lecture by the Go School. One of the Go, not Go John's.
Young Hussein?
Yes, Young Hussein.
In some?
Yes. Did you watch his video on the AlphaGo? It was a really nice video, and he had just tons of examples from all these games. And he pointed out, in AlphaGo's world, like every move is a probe. Like every move, there's a very direct question being asked. And this is why AlphaGo's moves often seem like so childlike in some ways, like all these attachments and things. It's because, every move is this very direct question. And the problem is that even though you might answer the question in playing the game, you actually don't understand what you said until 20 moves later, 30 moves later, 40 moves later. And so to help get us in this mindset, right, we put he gave this nice example in this video. I believe this is, I'm just doing this from memory, of black plays here. What should white do? So let's let these two stones be captured. Perhaps. I mean, that's always an answer, right? But let's say it's now time. This is the biggest area of the board. I understand that's an important question when you're dealing with AlphaGo games. Like AlphaGo is going to tanuki all over the place and just be completely demoralizing to us. So it rattles us in our brains. We go from 4 parts of the board all within 5 moves. But how should you fix this as white?
Bamboo.
That was my first.
This would seem obvious, right? This is wrong.
Just connect.
This seems better in some ways, worse in others. What's the problem with this move?
Empty triangle.
Number 1, you've made bad shape.
You probably connect underneath.
Black can't connect. There's no connection here.
No.
No.
Well, you're not,
But we didn't injure the stone at all. Right? We could have, if we played this, we'd actually fix and injure the stone. So this would be better. But
if you're not, by moving that, you're not doing anything that's forcing him to respond.
yeah, this isn't forcing over
That's
here.
not forcing.
So you attach on the inside then?
Show me where.
You R12?
So you mean like,
Oh, here.
Yeah, the little cross there.
This you can play if it works. Does it work?
I don't think so.
it's really bad.
Can you come underneath that?
This is not working.
Not working.
Not working. Well, that's a good idea. Counterattack. Okay, that's good.
What about Q13?
Q
Hit it on the head.
13 here. Well, first of all,
Yeah.
if you play this, there's that problem. Actually, it's actually better, I think, just for black to pull back, because you're still not fixed. Black is still just cut off. It's even better if you black just has a short fix. Before, you could actually maybe do things here later.
Shoulder hit?
Still the same problem. None of you have fixed the problem here.
Cut.
Where?
One of the two cuts.
You're here?
Yeah.
Correct.
That seems like the only logical thing after like bamboo joint connecting to me.
So, until you guys understand this move,
That looks scary though.
nothing of AlphaGo will make any sense. Like, you do not understand AlphaGo unless you at least understand this move. And even if you understand this move, you still don't understand AlphaGo. But I'm just...
You understand the small piece of alpha.
You understand, like...
Because it's saying, hey, if you like this is only a good move if you do this particular response. So if you don't do that response, that means there's something else that you need to do, right?
So because it creates
No.
a weakness on those two stones above. Yeah, it's threatening to capture those two. and
Like
then it damages
if they don't respond, you just
Yeah.
play beneath it,
Yeah.
and then you Atari the two stones.
Here's the real... Here's the thing you guys need to see, the next level.
Yeah.
This is a question. What are black's answers?
Black and
Atari by connecting?
Good. This is one of the answers. What is the good thing about this answer for black? Or what's the bad thing?
The two stones at the top are weaker.
These are weaker. And especially later on, when white turns here, this is basically Sente. Because if black doesn't respond, that cut comes back to life. So, how does black prevent this move from being Sente?
The other Atari?
You take this one.
but then is the
But then,
yeah.
White connects inside that.
there's no cut. Do you see how white just gets something now?
Yeah.
By throwing in a stone here? Right? No matter how black answers, white will either get a free move here or a free move here. There's no other possibility.
Does it have to be the top cut? Can you ask the same question of the cornerstones? Well, probably not.
They have too many layers.
Yeah, because this is not Sente against this.
Yeah.
And this is not Sente against that.
Makes sense.
So, no, it has to be this one. Okay. Do you feel like you have a rote, or at least medium understanding of when black asks you a question, you ask black a question?
So it's like you're always looking for a Miai. Is that the?
This isn't really Miai though. It's
Tiny
you're looking for
micro-
multiple. You want black. You want your opponent to define the shape so you know what to take. So you know what you're going to get for free. And there's some deeper way to phrase this that I haven't quite been able to articulate eloquently. But like this is very efficient playing. Because here, I now can respond here. Because I know when I fix this, I want to injure this stone now. Because I'm going to get compensation over here. If it plays this way, I already have my compensation. I have a free move. And because I have a free move, maybe I can start playing things like this, or anywhere else on the board.
So Does it partly not work then? Because if you do the bamboo joint immediately.
This is a terrible move. Don't do this right
Yeah.
now. Yeah,
Okay.
this is bad.
Okay.
If you do the bamboo, because black responded this way,
Okay.
means you do not do this now.
Okay.
It
You find a
squanders,
more severe move.
doing the bamboo joint
I was just
squanders
figuring
what
out.
black just gave you.
Yeah, if you do this,
Yeah.
you already have this for free.
Okay.
So if you have this for free, why would you play a double empty triangle?
Okay.
Like pretend there's a stone here. Right, you have to pretend there's a stone here. So if there's a stone already here, would you play this? That'd be dumb.
Yeah, I just was trying to figure out because
Yeah.
it seems like a timing.
It is, no, and everything in these games is a timing thing. And the reason why these games are going to be studied, by every professional for the next year. This is all the professionals are going to study, right? This collection of 50 games. And when they're studying these moves, they're not just studying the Tetsuji and the shapes. Probably above else, they're going to be studying the timing of these moves. And that's a really, really hard thing to learn and to appreciate. So, are you starting to get depressed?
This is so cool.
God damn it. All right. Well, let's play AlphaGo. Let's see AlphaGo versus AlphaGo. Has anyone looked at these games? Has anyone?
Where are they available at this point? Where are they available? 'Cause-
The Deep Mind site.
Okay.
That's it all. I have the first few moves memorized. Oh man.
I know my openings.
Never seen this.
So both players are AlphaGo. I'm not sure who you're cheering for.
Who wins?
We'll get to that later.
But like in the end, I guess we lose.
Yeah.
AlphaGo wins. Approach here. This is normal.
Yeah.
Black is sort of building this, so we approach on the inside. All right, to here, this is a human game. This is like all you guys could play this.
Pretty sure like Sibicky's here, right?
And now it goes off the rails.
I know the next like 6 or 7 moves, but at this point I'm going to get the iPad for dramatic effect. Come on, I have to get the iPad up to speed here. There we go. All right, the next move. Now the next move, I will say, right, the next move we saw in an AlphaGo game played last year. And I even played this move in a tournament game at the US Go Congress this past year.
Did you win?
No, but it devolved into a giant 150-point co-fight for the entire game that I could not win. So it was cool anyway.
Okay. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
No.
So what's the
No.
question?
That whole don't attach to a
Question-
stuff.
The question is like,
I've taught you nothing, right? Like I've been teaching this class now for like 5 years, right?
yeah.
And it turns out I've taught you guys nothing. Actually, longer than 5 years. I have no idea what time when I started, but I've taught you nothing, right? Because this is stupid.
Didn't KJ do that though? Didn't KJ do that?
In his game,
And against AlphaGo?
I think he did, but
No, he took a 3-3 point.
he took no. The first game he took 3-3. I'm thinking the other game.
Okay.
I think it was the last game.
I don't remember. I don't remember if he imitated because we knew about this move. This was a move that we already knew about. Like this is not a new move. This time around.
Was it played by humans before AlphaGo came along, or?
Yeah, I mean it was tried. I mean yeah, if you like do a database search, you'll find.
And it usually ended badly.
But the other thing is we didn't expect it in this context. The thing, like this is a move, and even in the game I played it, right? This is a move you play later on when you need to make like a Sibicky and just make a mess over here. This is not a move we play on move 12 or 11, 10.
Is there
10.
is there any sense that
Ten.
for people that have reviewed a lot of AlphaGo's games, is there any sense that sometimes he just makes a bad move?
No.
Okay, so there really is something going on here.
Yes.
Okay.
And even and if you guys the first of the Keja games, if you guys go back to that game, there's this group that AlphaGo basically seems to throw away over here, and Keja seems to capture it.
Yeah.
And then AlphaGo peeps at it, peeps at one of the cuts. But the cut doesn't matter, right? The cut, like the group's already dead on the inside, so there is no cut. And then so Keja like plays a response, then Tanukis, and then Tanukis again. And AlphaGo comes back to take the peep that threatened to cut that didn't matter, and actually cut a group that didn't matter. And at the time, the commentary was like, well, maybe there's something there, but we can't see. Like, this seems like a really bad move, right? Why would you peep at a cut that there is no cut? And then why would you cut a cut that doesn't have a cut, right? Because there's already a dead group on the inside.
Burned out like a lot of force.
Yes, like AlphaGo is like thinking, a next, 30 move sequence being played out, 40 moves into the future. And it's like, oh, that's a really good shape to have there, to actually have those two groups cut. So they neither have quite enough liberties to expand efficiently. So even like when we think AlphaGo seems to play a dubious move, it turns out really good for AlphaGo. At least this latest version of it. We did not see the computer meltdown this time around.
I just imagine taking this game, like back in time to like people who played this game hundreds of years ago, and then just like not believing that it's a real game of Go.
No, no.
Like it's just like.
No, people even hundreds of years ago, right? Take your really strong players, Tusaku, Shusaku, they were students of the game. They found amazing moves that we wouldn't normally think of today. And if you showed them sequences like this, they would be astounded, right? First of all, but they would still be curious, right? I think people's appetite for the game goes beyond any sense of like absolutism, right? Go is one of the most, every move can be good, right? Everything is relative to the position of everything else on the board. And so there are these absolutes that we like to think that it has. There's another theory that, and this was a large part of that what was it? Doja saying? What the hell was it?
Young Hussein?
Young Hussein, yes, that one. Young Hussein? I have to remember how to pronounce this. And that lecture he made the point of is that historically, we've been playing Go with a lot of air around our stones, right? That our moves are, we avoid this direct, contact. We play with bubbles. The word uses bubbles. I really like the idea of bubbles. Is that we don't play moves like this, right? Over time, we've experimented and basically found that, in general, if you're going to go into your opponent's strength, you want to leave some space for some flexibility. But over time, especially over the last 20 years or so, professional Go has moved to playing with less and less bubbles. So, a long time ago, right, you would see a lot of, not that long ago even, a lot of fights that were sort of like these running out to the middle kind of things, right? Well, this is all basically just dame, right? This is just a big old bubble right here. And there's a bubble right here. Right? This is space that isn't really being utilized by either player. And AlphaGo doesn't really need bubbles. If you have that ability to read out sequences and shapes and ask your opponent the most pertinent questions, you don't need a bubble. There's no fear. And so, there's the question, is this the last evolution of Go? Is actually playing Go without any sense of space between you and your opponent? That's scary and depressing. I kind of liked having space between me and my opponent. It kind of smells sometimes. So anyway, AlphaGo. Black AlphaGo, she plays there. Make sure I get the order right, because I don't think I do.
Is there a clear reason to Atari below versus or it's not Atari, sorry, attached
Hane?
below or
Yeah.
Hane, wrong word. Because I just thought that above seemed a little bit better to me because you're giving up more of the corner, but you're getting more outside influence.
I think they're both choices.
Okay.
I think they're both choices. This one, white makes a pretty strong stake to the corner after these two moves, though.
And the direction is moving towards white stone at the top.
Well, and white also has the ladder, too, I think is the other important thing to remember here. Right? And so, like, this cut, if you have to do anything to fight with this stone, you already have a ladder benefiting white.
Okay.
So there's that consideration as well. So again, at this point, apparently I know as much as you guys. So bad day for me, good day for you. So I cannot answer if this is an equal exchange, if AlphaGo treats these as even opportunities. versus this. This makes sense to me though, because again, corners are more valuable. That at least makes sense with my old style brain. No idea if it's still true or not. Anyway, AlphaGo plays here.
Seems like a question.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Or a taunt.
I don't know. I without commentary. Without commentary. Maybe because we're next to make sure I have the order right, because these games are so much harder to remember than human games. Like just the back and forth and order is so subtle. And unless you really study each move of the game, it's been, again, a few minutes on each move. It's very difficult to memorize in passing. Black just fixes. White comes here. Black fixes again. So what did white get?
Some weak influence?
Something.
If a student showed me this game, I would just yell at him. I would say, look, you got crap. You have nothing. I don't know, it's AlphaGo.
Stones on the
I
board.
guess it's like stones on the side.
An attack on the lower left black stone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Hey, we have a little bit of an advantage down here against this stuff. That's cool. Is that enough to justify like completely solidifying black's corner, giving another strong shape here, and leaving all these weaknesses?
Probably not.
No idea.
I don't think so.
AlphaGo says it's fine, so okay, I don't know. But again, no bubbles. We're just making shape, forcing your opponent to decide a direction, and then base your decision based off his decision or her decision. This move almost makes sense, right? The nice thing about this move is that if white gets another move, we can play here. And this is a shape that I know. This makes me happy.
This never happens, does it?
No,
Black takes that.
it does not. But even if black cuts, you're not unhappy as white. Because you're like, aha. You are over-concentrated. Like this might be okay.
This is looking much better for white.
This is maybe playable, maybe. Still unknown, still. But black does not want to just take something small, become over-concentrated. That plays here. That's a reasonable thing to do. White's move kind of makes sense until you think about the shape and realize that it doesn't connect anything. We're taking our stone here and moving in the direction of our crap stones. But it doesn't really save the crap stones. Black could do something like this and cut through and start some large fight. In this case, black just pulls back and stays strong. Because even if white connects, this is still not the strongest. But if you were a human, where would you expect the human to play now?
Two stones.
Yeah, right here, right? No.
No.
Too slow. It's too small.
We go here now. And if you were a human, where would you expect the human to play?
Q6.
No, maybe, well, here? Oh, here, this is, yeah, okay, sorry.
This is less dangerous.
Yeah, you'd kind of expect, well, you have strength over here. But the question is, how strong are these two stones?
Yeah.
I might cut those.
It's
Do this?
Tiny bit.
Maybe. That seems good, actually.
It's like white is playing as if there's stones, that he has stones that aren't actually there.
Yes.
Like in the
But this is what I mean when, like,
corner. It's like he
AlphaGo.
has that stone at P17. He's like playing like he has that stone there.
Like here?
Or like either of those spots.
So it's like he's reading so far ahead that he knows that he can get a stone where he wants it.
Basically. She's going.
Okay, now I'm getting a little scared.
All right. All right. Let me know when the depression hits in.
I started playing Go because I saw some commentary about AlphaGo, so this is cool.
All right, so you're a robot.
I for one welcome our robot overlords.
The robots brought you here.
So does Black-
I do too, and you know something like you know like you guys like you know like all those sci-fi things where like you know robots take us all out and then you know are in command of the solar system and the Earth from then on out and we're all dead, or we're all in the Matrix, you know, just getting our organs pumped, or you know, or like the end of Mass Effect, or like I don't know, one of the options is like I don't know, you all become robots or something. I used to like think that was a bad thing. But now it's starting to sound pretty good.
Is that where,
It's
is
good
that
if
where
you own
AlphaGo
the
moved?
robots, it's not so good if you don't have any.
Is that where AlphaGo moved? The cut?
No, AlphaGo does not move there.
And now for something completely different.
I guess it makes sense attacking that white stone and kind of.
Oh, this totally makes sense. Look at this garbage. This is garbage. How about we just eat all the garbage while separating it from like the one reasonable move that white played?
Okay.
Well, if you think of it
Which
as
is
a
now also
stick, he's
garbage.
now starting to surround it.
Who's surrounding who?
Black is kind of surrounding white, stick.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, we're eating the whole garbage, right? We don't care. It's garbage. We're just gonna eat the whole thing.
I mean, people still play Connect 4. And that game is like
Yeah,
assault.
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I love Connect 4. Connect 4 is great, but we're not. That's not that interesting. This is something beyond Connect 4. My place here.
You can eat that garbage, I'll take this one stone over here.
Pretty much. And you know, the really interesting thing, I mean, not that interesting, but when you play this style of Go without any bubbles, right? There's no bubbles. Right, maybe here's a bubble, but it's like a severe move, so bubbles okay. This stone was the part of the Fuseki, right? This, and this. These three stones. You guys remember these three stones? Which meant in the old style of Go, pre-AlphaGo, there was going to be no professional game that you ever see white having a wall here. If white was to cut off this stone, you would see this white wall here, or you would see this white wall here.
And it wouldn't be a wall, or there'd be it would be also spaced out.
Exactly. AlphaGo has gotten, this is a very common situation, right? Your opponent invades, you kick, your opponent decides it's not worth it, you build a moyo around it, right? Your opponent probes and basically abandons the stone or tanukis at some point early. Like this is not uncommon, right? This type of shape. But it is really rare to have this played after the Chinese Fuseki, or mini Chinese Fuseki. Like this shape does not exist in the mini Chinese Fuseki. Until now. Right? White gets one more line of territory this way than he would have gotten in any other professional game played with this Fuseki. And that's, I don't know, scary, sad, happy, depressing. Just check all the smiley faces on your emoticon list. Just put them into a giant text and say, AlphaGo makes me feel. So white's eating this. What is black eating?
This dick of garbage.
Garbage. This garbage. This looks almost normal, right? You eat this, I eat this. Normal, right?
Yeah.
You eat, I eat. Fair.
And AlphaGo's looking like it's building a big one.
Two big ones.
Is it black? I mean, or white? I mean, I was just going to say this. AlphaGo looks like it's building a big moyo. Yes, she is. She are. Yes, she are. All right. So this next move is the next move that makes you just want to give up everything. And it's not that it's even that like bad of a move or not that unfindable of a move. It's just unexpected and not really human. Because what do you see here? What's this shape? What do you know about this shape?
You can cut.
You can cut it. It has like major weaknesses. So what do you think you should do when you encounter this shape in your game?
Okay.
Well, don't poke it and let him fix it.
Yeah, well, okay. The general idea when you deal with when you have your opponent with a weak shape is you build strength. And that way, if your opponent doesn't fix this weak shape, that you then can cut it and get a good result. If you just cut it right now, the problem is this shape's also really flexible. So black might be able to, start a fight or get some sort of compensation. So cutting it right now may or may not be a good idea. But usually what we don't want to do is we don't want this shape to be fixed easily. We want black to have to spend a go-te move to fix this shape. That's normally how a Go player would deal with this. You want to see how AlphaGo deals with it?
Just pokes it.
She plays here. That was wrong. She plays here. And she said, here, please take a move to fix it right now. And of course, black alpha plays here and fixes it. This is stupid. Don't do this. Unless you're alpha, I guess. I have no idea anymore. You're just as good as I am.
Would you suggest a fight in that case then as black, or are you saying don't do that as white?
Don't do this as white. Look.
Okay.
Look. Black has a problem here, right? Later on, can you imagine if we can do this? Like, how do these two stones look?
Does it look a little sad?
It looks sad. So right now, again, we kind of have the ladder, but there's enough weaknesses for black to get some decent enough result here to make it not good for white. But imagine we have any sort of extra strength over here. These two stones are going to die. Right? So this is a major weakness on the board. Why on earth would you say, you know what, I want you to live. You're not going to have any problems getting out now.
Can white cut off that middle group? Those 4 stones? In the middle,
This
lower
one?
middle?
Not really, because this is strong here, so we can always connect out.
Okay.
We can poke at it maybe a little bit, but we can't ever really. Yeah, this is too strong. All right, so attaching to a weak stone, bad. Don't do it, except your AlphaGo, so do it whatever you feel like, I guess.
Nobody's done that feelings.
Unless I have feelings. AlphaGo plays here. Now this is a move. This is actually a human move. These stones are strong, attaching to a strong group, fine. That's okay. It starts to, maybe link these together somehow. That's okay. We can do that.
Could those have been linked together without the second last move?
These two?
Yeah, well, why not? Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, could you just
did that
been going
help
off?
with connecting the white stones?
You mean you just play this first? What are you suggesting instead of?
Well, so like that, the last white move definitely like helps connect, but I'm wondering if the second to last white move was like helpful in like ensuring that the white stones got connected.
AlphaGo thinks so.
Oh, okay.
AlphaGo says yes. This stone is helpful for getting these stones out. And I'll show you the sequence because it actually gets played out somewhat relatively quickly here. But most humans are never going to play this. And if you're human, you're probably playing here.
Why is that?
So we just sort of explained this. There's major defect here,
Right.
right? If we play here, black fixes defect.
And then white stones damage.
Yeah, but if you play below that, then like black can do something else. Like it's serving both the purpose of like forcing black to play there and connecting.
Okay, we're on a different.
Never mind.
Right now, yeah.
I think he's saying that it's Sente because black has to respond.
Oh, it's Sente, yeah. But the point is,
It would be more valuable Sente later.
But let's say you play
this is
one
giving
down.
up this out. This is really severe, right? In Go, you always want to play the most severe move. Yes,
Yeah.
Well,
But
that
let's
you
say-
can play without dying. Okay, you want to play the move that's going to put the most pressure on your opponent while your stones are safe. At some point, it will be one of these two moves. Okay, this is the most severe move or moves regarding these two stones. This is not that severe, and in fact, nothing happens now. This move is stupid.
But if you had played one down, black may not have fixed the problem.
Yeah,
Black may have
Right.
said, I'm
Black-
not forced, so maybe I play somewhere
But
else.
if you don't fix the problem.
But
there's
now
an
when you
opportunity
cut, you have more friends in the area.
Yes, now this is like normal Go thinking, right? Your opponent has a weakness, don't help him fix it. make sure you build your own strength, and that way your opponent has to choose between fixing or letting you escape or letting you take what you really want. So there's a shape. Here's another example of the same kind of thing. So you guys know this shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you seen this shape?
Larger closer.
Okay. If you play this shape, and let's just say your opponent already has this group over here. Okay. And so you play this shape. Now your opponent plays here. Can you attack this stone?
Not easily.
Pretty scary.
Not really. You're too thin here, right? Black can actually attach in here and just take away all your corner. You just give up the stone or cut you, do all sorts of things, like you're too weak here. And it's because you extended too far, you left a weakness. So because you left a weakness, black gets free stuff, basically. Okay? If you played here, this move still kind of gets black some free stuff, but now you can actually counter attack. You have time to actually attack this stone. You're not leaving the same weakness. This is similar. If you don't go and just fix black, oh, I didn't actually play out. If you don't, fix that again. All right, so black has this. If black comes here, you just fix, right? And this stone is still weak. If black comes here, you still have to fix. Now black's shape is better. Okay? So so instead of trying to get an extra line of flexibility in the corner, it's more important you just make shape. And that way when black approaches, you can then punish. Okay? This is kind of the idea. I'm not sure if that made sense. Some of you guys like learning in pictures instead of words. You need to start doing caveman drawings. Well, this kind of feels the same way, right? That you shouldn't fix this weakness for black. But she does, and so here we go. We play here, here, and here. And here. And here. All right, we've got a couple more moves. Make sure it's the right move, yes. At this point, what would you expect white to play? Go center.
Something.
Does anyone want to go answer the phone? It's fun. You say Seattle Go Center.
And it's like, oh, that's right.
Thank you, Kristen.
Seattle goes.
What would you expect white to play now?
An 11 or whatever to just connect up.
Which one? No, of course not. Play here.
Under.
That's why.
This is not the game. Yeah, but you drive this way and get connected for free, basically.
Okay.
Okay. But white doesn't do that.
Okay.
What?
White does want to do everywhere. That's kind of how AlphaGo works. What? What? What does this do?
Gets free moves at the top.
Well, white's out now, right? White can get out whenever white wants to. So he doesn't need any more strength on the inside, right? He doesn't like. At no point is white probably going to want to play this move. So he's thinking this move will be more valuable, or she. And she wants black to connect here, right? Because that way, then she goes and connects up here. And gets a free move on the outside, which desperately helps this stone, right? Who's having issues. But black AlphaGo is no. What? Again, let the depression flow through you.
Like, what does black gain?
This move is huge.
I like it.
Well, you're giving up a lot too. You're losing a lot. But having, again, AlphaGo really likes central influence. Number two, do you remember this little guy down here?
Really? Now has something that it could
Now he's a friend. Well, and hey, we have another cut here too, right? If you get strong here, this is actually, maybe there's something. So AlphaGo thinks this is an okay exchange. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's very crazy. And you know, it might be part of the reason why she thinks it's okay. Is also just because all these shape moves for white don't really gain white any points. Like there's no, like white hasn't gained any points from doing any of this. This is the first move that white plays that threatens to make points. So as long as black can get equal compensation, this is just a pure exchange. Sure enough, that's black's next move. White plays here, because especially after this move, if black were able to at some point come back and fight here, maybe we try to short the liberties on these two stones and then cut, something like this. I'm not really sure of all the possibilities. We can punish. But white wants to defend against this.
So much.
It feels like what?
It feels like black just gave up so much there.
Well, except how many points are here?
White has now a wall to the northwest.
Depends. Your undercuts here. Setups.
Here, black's going to keep asking, how many points are there? Hey, human moves, okay. I have lots of points here, says white. I have so many points here. And, whoops.
Black,
About time.
But this is part of the exchange. All right, I'm going to give you X number of points here. And meanwhile, black's going to control the center. And that will let black attack this bottom again. White defends this way. And again, this Atari Connect where I can link up to this still kind of garbagey middle group if it needs to. Well, of course, that middle group isn't alive. AlphaGo plays a pretty, we'll say AlphaGo sequence at this point. But this is not an unheard of move, but the timing is interesting. Do this right, and white responds there. That is badass move.
Pretty lonely.
If you do this, black's going to cut you, and then there's a question of this ladder. This stone. If you play here, black will just undercut and get some, basically get some endgame points for free. White's getting maximum efficiency, or trying to be maximum efficiency. Because right now, black can just live in the corner, right? That group can just basically live right now. White responds here. So why would white respond here? That's a stupid shape, right?
Yep.
Like made the shape you shall not make. Yeah, white really doesn't want black to link up on the outside and live in the corner. We have to fight back somehow. If we cut this way, actually, let's just see. I'm not even sure what the order of how you play this
There's
is.
two moves for black.
Sorry. If we play this. There's this very, very scary thing that happens. But again, each move I'd have to spend another 5 to 10 minutes to actually read out all the...
Black has the ladder, it looks like.
Right now, black has the ladder. So black's looking to get some use out of that ladder. That's another variation. Black could start running it first. I'm not sure which was actually correct. So white can't really make use of the ladder, so we have to find a better way to fight. But after this move says, black just looks at this and goes, okay.
Is white not threatening to play at 06?
Oh, 6, you
Like
say?
swallow that stone.
Oh, yeah, of course.
but it's just, I don't know, small potatoes.
Black says, yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, hey, look at, remember how many points were you promised over here, White?
Let's ask the question.
Zero.
So who said 20? Okay, you were promised 20 points. Black's gonna ask you, do you still want those 20 points?
Yes, you
You say yes? That's what AlphaGo says. AlphaGo now plays here. Hmm? You don't know? You were promised 20 points over here, AlphaGo. Come on.
He wants 20.
Wants us 20. Gotta get that 20. We can now bring that stone out. Alright, can I play here? Can White
No,
play
we
there?
can't.
Yeah,
It's
guys.
immediately a target, right? You just play H14.
Yeah.
Yeah. and then-
Oh, this side, yes.
Yeah.
Can't, well. Thank you. So, that's getting very sneaky. But after all this, we come back down here.
Okay.
So we've got this thing that White was supposedly going to get 20 points of compensation for this, right? And for allowing Black to attack here.
How did you get the number 20? Is it just from?
That's just what Christian said.
Oh,
He just went, bam, 20 points.
so ask him next time.
Yeah, ask him. Again, you guys are on my level. You can count it just as well as I can. White comes up, tries to keep maximum pressure on these cutting stones, even though the ladder doesn't work. We come back here. This is squeeze. And then we come back here. It's like,
Well,
you know,
if that part is getting worth less and less, how many points things are worth in the quarter and how much they decide may be worth more and more?
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they're deciding what's worth what, and how to figure out the timing of these moves. If this was a human versus human game, this would be a very intense moment, right? To try to be evaluating. Wait, is this bigger? Is this bigger? Is this like you're constantly having to reevaluate. Is the next move over here worth more than the next move over here? And AlphaGo is just doing this, just completely nonchalantly, robot style. Seems to be doing this on the fly. All right, we got to keep crawling here. This sequence is pretty long, but it's almost as human because we stay in one area for a while and all the moves kind of make sense. Order there, here, here. Oops, go away, Yahoo. I don't even have Yahoo. And then? All right, so before we play this though, what's the status over here? What did each player gain or lose?
White got a little bit of territory, black got a
Where is the little bit of white territory?
on the top middle left.
This?
I don't know if that's
That's-
alive, is it?
This is, we don't even have like enough eye space yet to call
You're
this a
right.
live group. This is nothing.
Okay.
What did black get?
Wall to the outside.
A wall with some defects, some shortage of liberties. How is the status of these two stones?
They should be able to live.
They're actually kind of alive right now. So this, if we can find time for a move like this, they should be alive. So,
I got Sensei.
well, black is taking sense. Black should play here, right? This is an normal move. We should keep pressure on this group so we can keep strong, so we can live in the corner, right? That's what we would expect to happen if this was humans. No humans. Robot plays here. White says, okay, I'll take the stone. How many points are we getting here now?
Like 8.
Less than 20.
Less than 20. And we still, so,
8,
like this move is big, right?
Yeah.
If white gets this move, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 14 points.
14 points.
If black gets, can only play there, I guess. 1, 2, 3, minus 4, or minus, wait, 1, 2, minus 2. So 1 times 2. 2 points.
What?
It's either 14 points or 2 points, approximately. So it's like a 12-point move, give or take.
Is that what white does?
No, of course not.
Well, it's black's move, isn't it?
Yeah, it's black. White takes this just to make sure everything's connected because this is in peril. Black plays here, of course.
Back and forth.
Again, this almost looks human. And white plays one more.
Huge there, just going across.
Now is
I mean, this, if I was reviewing someone's game, and they had to come out of their corner to crawl in the second line to live, while their opponent stole their corner from them,
And
so they could play a Hane, I would yell at the student, right? I'd be like, why do you think this is good for you? Look at how dumb you look.
If I were black at this, I would love
But
it.
is white now live with?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that large element.
I think so.
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks good. It's Hane. That's Sente.
Like, borderline on second line.
Yeah, that should be fine.
I'm just
Hold
saying it
on.
looks long.
It really needs one more.
Really?
It kind of needs one more.
Okay.
Or it depends who goes
Pretty
first.
perfect. I mean, it's alive right now, but only because there's issues here. Because you're thinking black Hane's here, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is alive. But if black plays down here to make this live, white again needs to fix. Right? I'm just saying there's Sente moves on both sides. So it's kind of alive right now, but only because I don't know. I guess it's alive for sure.
It's pretty alive.
But white has to respond to anything black does. So it's like super sad life.
I think being on the second line makes it super sad light anyway.
Sure. But it's you're on the second line and you're getting bossed around. You know, black has a choice how to use this later. So black plays here. This move is severe. Like, I don't think you guys appreciate how severe this move is.
Yeah, well, because black has a lot of friends.
There's a wall here. Remember all this stuff?
Well,
We already have a stone down here. Imagine also if black were to get just one or two more moves down here. This can be grown to pretty huge proportions pretty quickly.
So 20Q question.
Yeah.
Why would black not want to just keep extending up
Yeah.
along that wall?
I mean, this feels natural, right?
Like, is there ever a point at which it becomes not good to keep getting a bigger wall?
Like,
Well, but if white feels that they're alive,
Oh,
then they
okay.
don't
Yeah.
have to respond.
Okay,
yeah,
that makes sense.
the problem is like why would, do that.
Okay.
And like.
Then it's a lot harder.
Since you're no longer threatening the
Yeah.
to your left.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess, I don't know. All right, at this point, white plays here.
Yeah.
This is a really big move,
Yeah.
because I'll kill the corner, and that actually prevents some of the annoyances with black threatening Sente moves against this. So it's a very big move. But now black plays here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that's a fair trade.
Does white come out then?
And white does, and white played a move that I never thought I'd see AlphaGo play.
Wow.
If you guys remember the old version, the AlphaGo played against Lee Sedol, I think it was game 2? I don't know which game. It's a game with the giant walls running up and down the board. But AlphaGo played like these double attachments to get out of the corner, and like AlphaGo wanted to get out of the corner, like attached to everything. And so this is when I looked at this game, and I was like, oh, that's what I'm gonna see next. And AlphaGo just plays here. And the thing that I didn't, really realize, here's the next move, is actually the value of that move. Because normally this is a bad move unless you have stuff to counterattack. Because this does not make two eyes. And in fact, black demonstrates that it doesn't have two eyes immediately. But the value of this move is that it actually forms a weak connection to this stone.
Very weak.
Very weak, but it's there.
It's
So what if you play at F2, you mean?
So here, you want to play black?
Again?
Thank you, sir. Who was on the phone last time?
Huh?
Who was on the phone last time?
Some chick wanted to see if she can get a game tomorrow.
Like a Go game?
Yeah, she wanted to go on the setting.
All right, that's it. All the guys, you hear that? There's a chick who wants to play a game tomorrow.
Bring her again.
Comb your hair. So if black plays here? Yes? How do you fix? You fix like this?
Wow.
That goes under co.
Yeah, this variation will go to co. I'm sure there's other variations, but if this was like a real variation, this co is also really big for white to win, because not only would white connect up, this group gets a lot weaker, a lot faster after this gets to. But anyway, this is one possibility. But you want to know what AlphaGo thinks about that?
Go up further. Okay.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
That's nothing.
Well, you know, if you have something here, right? If it takes black a move or even 2 moves to really surround that group, you know,
Go fish.
go fish. I don't know. But this is also like this is a huge number of points, right? Like white can't let this turn to actual territory because you know the 14 or 2 points we have down here isn't nearly enough. That's big. Like this was very big, but it's not humongous.
Does he get cut right away?
No.
No? Okay.
AlphaGo first. There's a lot of variations here. I haven't read any of them out. I'm just going to assume AlphaGo knows what it's doing here in preventing some of these sequences. But, you know, I don't know. I will skip over this move for now. Maybe we'll come back to it later. White plays here.
Yeah, come up more.
And actually, so I want to share a story with you. This was probably about 6 years ago, 7 years ago, at a US Go Congress. I was playing in the Die Hard tournament. I was playing against an opponent who was a little bit stronger than me. It was probably, I think he was maybe like 6 down or something. In Die Hard, he'd play, you know, there's not as many players, so you kind of, depending on how many you win, you get matched up with whoever. But he was a little bit stronger than me, and it was like the last game of the Die Hard tournament. And I was just like mentally white. Just barely able to keep it together to play a game. Because, you know, Go Congress is tiring, it turns out. Anyway, so this is the last, like one of the last rounds of the tournament that day, for this multi-round tournament, in a week-long thing of Go. And I start playing crazy moves, like pretty early on in this game. Like, dare I say, like AlphaGo style, like tanukiing every possible move, attaching wherever I can. And I just made the board this humongous mess. And I was convinced that all I had made was trash everywhere. And so I'm still feeling tired. And so I just look at my opponent, and I place 2 cards on the board, and I say thank you. And the opponent is super confused. Because up until that point, he thought I was significantly stronger than he was. And he had problems everywhere. And that I was obviously like on a whole other plane of Go playing.
You
He couldn't comprehend.
You were just in tune with AlphaGo before it was there.
Haven't met up.
It's kind of what I'm thinking now.
So next time I go into the tournament, get sleep deprived just like you, right?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know, do something. But let's you play all the crazy stuff. Oh, the way AlphaGo's next move is here.
This is
Just play the craziest thing you can.
These moves in the corner here remind me of a game I played when I was around 23.
Everybody's played this game. Let's play.
I
Let's
just
play.
saw somebody doing
Hente.
a line down the corner. I was like, what is he doing?
It's Go Moku.
It turns out the guy I was playing against was just mimicking AlphaGo.
Yeah. I'm sure that also when white AlphaGo was playing against black AlphaGo inside the little robot computer, white AlphaGo at this point said 5 in a row.
Match the 5 on the left side.
Is it gonna end?
Oh no!
I wanted to end it technically.
Just go all the way.
It's 5 in a row, people. 5 in a row wins the game, not 6. You guys are. And then black finally plays here. Again, anchoring this wall and saying, okay, what seriously is this about?
You have no eyes.
If white doesn't push through here, then we'll actually get maybe some more points here. White, of course, says, no, I'm going to push through that. Of course I can push through that. There's totally things in here
The
that
line has to keep going.
Well, just keep going. Whoops, no, go away.
Ghostie's gonna
No
get
territory.
No?
Yeah, where are the friends?
Wow.
Where are friends? No friends. There are no friends. We're just dying.
Oh, man.
We're just dying. That makes this exchange. And plays here, again protecting.
That ball got too much guess.
Gotta get 2 eyes.
Yeah, I guess.
So we have this group with the 5 in a row against this group with, I don't know,
No eyes.
no ice.
Prefer 5 in a row.
Why?
What just happened?
White takes a little bit of free stuff. Right, so that helps this.
Yeah.
So this actually is almost turned into like actually a pretty substantial number of points.
Yeah.
So black needs to profit here pretty seriously.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so great for black now.
Well, you don't think this is all good dead? Black's move, right? Oh, no, it's white's move, sorry.
If one of the two kills the other one, then that's gonna win.
White plays here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you wait for
Cuts.
Around there. Anything G3 or G4.
White plays here. What? Okay, now, if you're human, this is kind of dumb.
Okay.
Because you don't actually know how you want the shape to go here. But what if I told you that AlphaGo was going to use this stone, like 20 moves from now?
That makes sense.
I mean,
You can tell me anything you
There are a lot.
want.
Okay. All right. And here's the other thing. AlphaGo white is really AlphaGo black. They know the same thing. So AlphaGo black is all, no, you can't use that stone. Okay. Now we play a connection move. At this time, black plays here. Black does not attempt this. If we do that, what's the problem?
You could.
Everything dies?
It's complicated, but there's a cut here, there's a cut here, and there will be a cut here. There's too many cuts. Oops, not there. There. So white just sort of connects. Black just perfects. White just connects. One with that really lame connection. This move is Sente. Because we can push and cut either side. So we exchange that. Whoops, wrong side. Actually. Another forcing.
More of that second one here.
Yeah, this was white's corner, right? So we prevented white from getting anything else beyond second line over here. And we've taken away the corner. That seems pretty good. And now we cut. So what's the status of our stupid 5 in a row group? Still stupid looking, but 4 of the 5 stones are connected.
Yeah.
What did not make it?
Those
That
5 right in
like
the middle.
Tetris piece right there.
How many points is that worth?
A lot.
Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, If we give a few points over here, 11, 12, 13, if we assume that was part of that 14, that secured this stone as death, it's about almost 30 points.
Wow, this game is really scary.
Yes. But, you know, we only gave up this. We got a little bit of compensation here.
It's assuming
This didn't die.
It's assuming that white dies.
So when this dies?
Yeah.
Yes, we have to assume that. If this is alive,
That's a lie
Game's
to
over.
lose the game.
it's hard to come up with enough points. White plays here. Black plays like a beautiful move, like almost like it's a Shusaku inspired move. Like this is a move that you would have seen played, 250 years ago. It's beautiful. Like this is like classic Go type of shape.
Is it just saying that I have enough for the corner, or is it just like stop force?
It's the flexibility of this move, right? Number one, it has the potential to seal in the corner and prevent white from doing any shenanigans. Number two, it can make this shape to link up over here or make eye space over here. Number three, it anchors this stone. So when we push and cut, either these moves, this group is safe. Beautiful move. Human move, in fact. But like Shusaku move. Kind of human. Like still like godlike human. We've seen this move before.
But now we get godlike androids.
Yeah. But now we have a robot. Ready to turn the robot on? Here we go. Robot time. Keep clicking the wrong thing.
Look at you move in here, bro. Yeah, there it is.
Sure. And now we're just trying all these little weird moves. They're just stupid forcing moves, just in sequence. Finish off the beautiful shape. Man, I have to don't use the DeepMind Go player on their website, I hate it. I need to just make a giant collection of SGF files like any company with an understanding of the Go world should.
Somebody already did.
I know somebody did, but on their website you have to click through they have their own little special player that you're supposed to watch the AlphaGo games on. And
Like its own thing.
it's their own thing, man. All right, remember this exchange? It's coming back. It's coming back, people. Extend the turn. This shape is just amazing. Take an Atari. Black counters by cutting it off from the rest of its friends. But it don't matter. Because after here we made a live group in the middle of Black's Moyo.
That's dope.
It'll just feel wrong. And Black plays another move. White takes forcings. And plays this endgame. This is the point at which I want to stop.
Okay.
Because after White makes a living group here, in Black's biggest potential, White actually also has a lot of forcing moves left in the Baji. Black eventually needs to take all these off the board. And this is sizable, this is sizable. This ends up being small, but that's not a surprise. There's very few points in here for everybody. The board state of the score at the end of the game is about even. So, pretty close to the end of the end game, considering White resigns. Or sorry, White wins by resignation.
It sounds about right for an AlphaGo game. AlphaGo wants to win by half a point, so.
Well, AlphaGo wants to win securely.
Well, yeah. So I mean, the score is not close though. Like the score, like the board is even. Like the board, not Comey, without Comey. The board is about even.
So White basically wins with Comey?
By Comey, somewhere around there. Again, they don't play out the rest of the game.
Because they know what's going to happen.
Sure.
Yeah, that brings up a question. Do you know if in the AlphaGo huge archive, do we have statistics on how many times White versus Black won? maybe reflects on.
I saw, I don't know the exact number. I did see a comment that led me to believe that I believe white won a pretty strong majority of games.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So maybe for
And it was,
AlphaGo
they were
style,
7.5 Comey games.
So Comey's too much? Yeah, that's basically what we're saying, right?
I mean, I don't think it makes sense to judge Comey based on AlphaGo games.
It's,
Is
I
he
mean,
not though? The AlphaGo's God.
Yeah, AlphaGo's.
I don't know, this actually makes me respect more and want to play more classic traditional Go. Because now I see how many moves into the future you have to be able to read in order to break those rules. And so that actually enforces them for me more than anything else by seeing just how impossible it is to break them unless you can see.
I guess
You
it
can see
shows that reading's important.
it shows that reading is
Not-
important.
I mean, I don't know.
I'd be curious to
Guess
see.
that.
I'd be curious to see how the white versus black ratio would change if AlphaGo just tried to win and not.
Oh, not win by like a half point,
Yeah.
but just play the most valuable move.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know how easy that would be to actually reprogram AlphaGo
Sure,
to,
yeah.
to play that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, AlphaGo's.
But like
Oh,
the
and-
reason why white would edge out with Comey,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also think that I'd be interested in seeing it where AlphaGo played itself with a 6.5 Comey and a 5.5 Comey, right, a 4.5 Comey, so you get, multiple data points.
If the style of play changes based on Comey.
It would be really difficult.
Well, not only that, but also how much does that swing the percentage of white to black wins? And of course, this is something that should be repeated, several thousands or millions of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty easy to do though.
Hmm?
I mean, it's pretty trivial to do that though.
You would think so, but again, DeepMind has kind of been
Yeah.
terrible in that regard.
It
Like,
might not be-
they've continuously promised to make AlphaGo more and more available, and to their credit, they've done that, but it's at a snail's pace. And in their own mind, they're still working on it, right? Or at least they were. I'm not sure if they're. I can't speak to the
At the
future.
same time,
Make it so they don't.
Yeah, that's considering all the hardware going into one game, they're spending a lot of money on each game they play.
Supposedly, the latest version of AlphaGo used far less hardware than the Sato match.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you think that's going to be like what happened in chess? There's going to be like computer-only leagues where they try to, because like they retired AlphaGo really early, but then made me realize, well, then they're taking it off the market to be competed with directly by.
Well, there
other
already
AI.
are computer tournaments, right? There's already a thing that's happening.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, I
there's
didn't know
another.
AlphaGo doesn't compete in it.
that. Okay.
And
There's some other areas, but I don't think they're quite as strong as.
Deep Zen was winning a few of them for a while. If you go back a few more years, right, there was NuGo.
Yeah.
That's going back for a
Now,
while.
yeah, like.
NuGo was never good though. Like never worth studying a NuGo game. There's the Japanese bot, which is quite good. That's top level professional strength for sure.
So for AlphaGo, is there any part that we go like, maybe the AI is not the greatest at like this or that, or is it just all like
So-
AlphaGo's so beyond us?
We don't know, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
When you hear the top level professionals speak about it,
Yeah.
they tend to give you one of two responses, right? The first of which is, AlphaGo is God, it's better than all of us, and we know it. It's just so strong, right? But the corollary is, but there's also maybe things that we can learn from it and maybe still bring to the table, but that's pretty dire. And very few of those people left after this match. I think Lee Sedol had that quote a week or two ago where he said he could beat AlphaGo at 2 stones if he was given 2 stones.
It must be very humbling to say, especially if you at least say it out of all people.
But right now, I think the core of the AlphaGo is its judging points, right?
It's just.
How it scores
Well,
itself.
so there's also a confidence factor, right? How confident a particular line will lead to victory. And so a lot of professional players sort of theorized that is a weakness in the system because it doesn't always play the best value move. It plays the best confidence move. If it were to ever make a mistake, it has no room for error, right? if you could find a place where its knowledge does fail it, it's playing such, try to win by half a point mentality. There's no room for error.
Well,
But I'm not sure, that's yet to be proven. That's very like speculative and it kind of self-defeating.
Oh, but I'm just
philosophy.
wondering if a core part of its algorithm was how to score the games, have professionals look specifically at that to see is AlphaGo doing a better way of judging points?
Well, so AlphaGo does exquisitely at the end game. We know this. Humans are also, we actually have some really strong people who are fantastically strong at the end game. The problem with that is that humans also occasionally make mistakes. Right? Even your, best, strongest professional at the end game, like Yoda Morimoto was a really strong end game player. He still occasionally would make 1 or 2 point mistakes in games. Like he was only 93% perfect. And so yeah, if you get to the end game, you're still only having you're human, right? You're going to make a mistake 1 out of 100 times. So I don't know. Yeah.
What would you like to see DeepMind do to make AlphaGo more available?
How about just let anyone play it? I mean, again, running simulations among, publishing data for like, thousands and millions of games AlphaGo's played against itself, especially at different Comey levels, trying to find out what AlphaGo believes to be, the correct Comey. That's still a debate, right? Is like how much should Comey actually be? And I think, if you think about Go from a game design perspective, right? From like, what is the fair, balanced way to play a Go game? It's actually a pretty legitimate and serious and imperative question that you kind of want to answer.
Like, don't the Japanese and the Chinese use different values?
They do, but they also use different scoring systems. So, again, the Chinese Comey is 7.5, but there's also an extra point on the board for black because there's an odd number of places on the board that you can play. And so if you played an exact game where everyone, if the board was divided evenly in half, black would get 1 extra point if there was no point. Right? And if there was a half-point Comey game, and the 2 players were exactly even, black wins by a half point in a Chinese game, in a Chinese Go game. Whereas in a Japanese Go game, I guess it's still the same. I guess black would still win by a half point. I think.
Perfect.
And so if in a half-point Comey game, in a half-point Comey game, no, it's
The Japanese rules though?
So wait, no, right. Japanese rule, sorry, yeah. The white player will win, right. Yeah, so in a Chinese game, if you fill all the spaces, right, white takes half the board, black takes half the board. There's an odd number of moves, so black gets 1 move. In Chinese, that's worth 1 more point. In Japanese, it's not. So a half-point game in China would then go to the white player. So it would go to the black player. In Japan, it would go to the white player.
So does AlphaGo play Chinese or Japanese scoring?
I think it plays Chinese,
Okay.
but I don't really know.
So
Let's pretend I'm not authoritarian, or I don't have authority to answer
I
that.
would say like, I would bet on Chinese because of the easiest program, but at that point,
Yeah, that's kinda what I think
so
too.
good.
I mean, they're pretty equivalent.
Yeah.
And a couple weeks ago, we talked about AGA rules, actually rectifying Chinese rules and Japanese rules, and how that's a cool thing that no one understands how it does it, but it does. So, all right, so you guys are all demotivated and demoralized and depressed now, right? I have succeeded in my mission.
Yes.
It's kind of angry me.
You don't have any weapons at home, right? Just make sure.
I have a nice kitchen knife.
Oh.
I have a 40, so.
See, I've accomplished my mission.
Yeah.
Who wants to play some Go?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's go play Go.